What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to talk about alone time. So this is the Woman of Substance series part 3. The Woman of Substance is a series that I'm going to be talking about mainly to young ladies, women, or people who are single, in a relationship, hoping to get married at some point. You need substance. That's the difference between each person out there, is the substance that is within us. And as a godly woman, substance is the thing that you need. Now, I don't know if you have not watched part 1, please do watch part 1, okay? Because the introduction to part 1 is a lot longer. Right, so the godly definition of a woman of substance is a woman who has the intangible attributes of Christ, and I talked a bit more about it in part 1, so please do make sure you watch part 1. But in this video I'm going to talk about alone time, because as a woman of substance you need alone time. Now, obviously, if you know me or you've been watching my videos, you know that when I look down, I'm looking at the notes that I got on my laptop. So, a woman of substance is a woman who learns to have alone time. What do I mean by alone time? It's just you, okay? It's not you and your mom, not you and your brother, not you and your boyfriend. It's just you, not your Wi-Fi, just you, okay? You learn to spend time with yourself and with God. It's important to have alone time, because when you have alone time, you get to know yourself a lot more. A lot of us, we don't have alone time because we're too busy hanging out with our friends, too busy partying, too busy following our friends to different types of events. And it's good, but you need to spend time with yourself, because when you don't spend time with yourself, then you're not able to see the things that God is actually doing in the inside of you, because you're so occupied with events and meetings and work and kids and all that kind of stuff. You need to spend time alone with you so that you can see the things that God is actually doing in the inside of you. A lot of us were so focused on the things that God has promised us that we don't really take the time out to see that, you know, what is God actually doing within me? What's God doing that has actually changed about me? When you spend time alone, you give room for God to talk to you about your future. You plan your future. Me personally, each year, like before we say Happy New Year, or even every January, like the beginning of the year, I always have like a 1-year plan and I have like a 4-year plan, okay? So the 1-year plan is like the plan for like this year, and then the 4-year plan is the things that I need to get done, or the things that I want to achieve within 4 years. And what I would normally do is, when I'm alone in my room, I would say, okay, God, I want to hear from you. What do you have in store for me this year? What do you have in store for me for the next 4 years? What shall I write down? Help me. Tell me what I should write down. And that's what I would work on. So when I do that, right, so by the middle of the year, I look at the list and I think, okay, what have I achieved so far? What do I still need to work on? What am I still struggling with? So when I do that, I'm able to examine myself and I'm able to know where I'm at in life. Because some of us, yeah, we're not moving forward, we're not moving back, we're just stuck in one place, don't know where we're going, don't know what we're doing, we're just there. And some of you, you're going backwards and you're not realizing it, instead of you to be moving forward. But the reason why that happens is because you don't spend time with yourself, you don't spend time with God to plan your life, to plan your future, and know the things that you need to work on. There are things that everyone is dealing with, addictions, diseases, all that kind of stuff. We're dealing with different types of things, and each year each day is an opportunity to work on the things that we struggle with. Like, for example, 2 years ago, I knew I was going to start a YouTube channel, right? So I said to myself, okay, I don't want to start a YouTube channel until I get married. And I'm not going to explain my reasons in this video. I'm going to explain it sometime later. But that was my plan, was to start a YouTube video when I get married. But when we got into 2017, yeah, that's what we're in now, 2017, yeah. When we got into 2017, in the month of February, God was like, this year, I want you to start your YouTube channel. And I was like, really? And God was like, yeah, I just want you to start this YouTube channel this year. And up to this day, I still don't know why God asked me to start it this year, because my plan is to start it when I'm married, but God was like, I want you to start it this year. So when he told me that, I said, okay, this year I need to get a camera, I need to get a laptop, I need to get this, and I need to do this, and I need to do that. And when I was looking at that list, I was like, God, I really don't have that much money right now to get all these things, but I'm trusting you. And there were times where I'd be worried about it, and God's like, listen, I'm going to provide it for you. It's okay. Just keep doing what you're doing. For those of you that followed me from the beginning, I started a YouTube channel with my phone, and then now, 9 months later, look at me now. I got a Canon 700D, I've got an Apple Pro here, a MacBook Pro here, and my channel has literally looked different from the way it did in the beginning. But that's because I spent time with God and asked him, you know, What do you have in plan for, what do you have in store for me this year? What do you want me to work on this year? What should I work on in the next 4 years? And not only that, even with your spiritual life as well. Like, there are some areas in my spiritual life that I still need to work on. Some of you, maybe you need to read your Bible more. Maybe you need to spend time with God more. So when you write that on a sheet of paper and stick it on your wall, so that whenever you wake up, you see it, you're like, oh, I definitely need to work on that. But all these things can only happen when you learn to spend time alone. Some people, when they get out of a relationship, they're so quick to say, well, it was his fault and she did this and he did that. But sometimes we need to spend time alone and think, okay, you know what? Where did I actually go wrong in this relationship? What could I have done better? Or what mistakes did I do in this relationship that destroyed it? Because it takes two to come out of a relationship. It takes two to get into one. So you can't just blame one person. You also have to be sincere to yourself. Where have I gone wrong? But you can only do that when you spend time with yourself. So when you do that, when you get to another relationship, you don't repeat the same mistake again. Some people, they have a bad reputation when it comes to relationship. They've been into so many and nothing is working out for them, and they're still busy blaming this person and blaming that person. Meanwhile, the problem is you. You're actually the problem. Because if you're hopping from one person to another person to another person, then you need to sit and think, okay, what am I actually doing? What's wrong with me? What do I need to even change about myself? I've seen people who are married and they get a divorce and they say, well, my husband wasn't doing this, my husband wasn't doing that, la la la, this and that. And the same man got married to another woman and she's at peace and she's happy. So clearly, it's not really the guy that's got a problem here. It's you. You have to be sincere to yourself. That was the time when I came out of my last relationship. I said to myself, okay, I know the guy that I dated the last time was a douchebag, but now I need to be sincere to myself. What did I do wrong? And how can I correct myself? And that's why now I know what I want, and I'm quite picky, right? I don't really settle. But what I'm saying is, spending time alone allows you to assess yourself, examine yourself, see where you're at with God, see where you're at spiritually. Also, when it comes to alone time, I also mean taking yourself out. Treat yourself. Listen, me, yeah, I've been single for so long. I can't even count now. It's been more than 5 years, yeah? If I want to go to a high-class restaurant, I go. I don't wait for someone, I go. If I want to go out to a dessert, I go. Why? Because I treat myself. I don't wait for someone to come and treat me. I don't wait for someone to come buy me stuff. I go and do it myself. Now, if I do get in a relationship and the person decides to do it, cool. But now that I'm alone, I treat myself. I make myself happy, because if you're working so hard, like you're doing many hours during the week, you're doing this, you're doing that, you need to, talk to yourself and be like, you know what, I want to treat myself. I want to take myself out. And take yourself out. I remember there was a time I went to a restaurant and there was this particular waitress, because she sees me a lot, and she was like, I noticed that you always come here alone. Like, why do you come here alone? And I told her, I said, I want to eat this, but I'm single and I'm not going to stay at home, crying about it and waiting for somebody to come and treat me. I just go out and get it myself. Even if my friends tell me, oh, Dami, I'm not available to hang around, this and that, I just go by myself. And that way, when a guy comes my way and he doesn't take me to somewhere expensive, I don't get pissed about it. There are girls, yeah, they're like, oh, the guy didn't take me out on an expensive restaurant, he didn't take me to an expensive date, this and that. Take yourself there. It's that simple. Because I take myself out a lot and I treat myself, when a guy asks me out on a date, I'm not here googling the most expensive restaurant trying to spend all his money. It's not like that anymore, because I know I can do it myself, and if you come along, it's just a bonus. Ladies, one thing you have to remember, when you get married or when you're in a relationship, yeah, your boyfriend, the type of man that God has for you, it could be a businessman that travels a lot, could be someone who's not always home all the time, depending on the type of job that he's doing. So maybe on your birthday, he might not be around. Maybe the time you want to go out, he might not be there. You're not going to sit at home and cry about it, right? You're going to get up and treat yourself. Get up and do what you like. Don't just sit home crying,
oh, you didn't remember my birthday, and you didn't buy me this, and you didn't get me that, and you don't care for me, and you don't love me.
Like, nah, take yourself out. I remember I was with a girl and she saw these shoes that she really, really, really liked. And I said, well, since you like it, why don't you just buy it? And she was like, nah, I'm not going to buy it. I'm going to look for a guy to come buy it for me. I'm like, what? Just get it yourself. She was like, nah, I'm going to get a guy to come get it for me. I was like, girls like you, yeah, when they get in a relationship or when they get married, they become a liability because they believe that a guy should get everything and they shouldn't get anything. That's not how it works. You need to take care of yourself, treat yourself, take yourself out. For me, yeah, because I always take myself out to expensive places, like it depends. If I get paid loads of money, I take myself out to an expensive place. If I get paid small money, I just go somewhere small. And for me now, I think I'm at a point in my life where it's the little things that matter to me. If I go on a date with a guy, like I don't really want to go to a big expensive restaurant. Just chill out in the park and talk. That's it. Because I know I can go there myself, so it's not a big deal if I want to go there on the first day, or if he doesn't take me there, it's not a big deal. And besides, I don't even like eating and talking at the same time. If I'm eating, yeah, I just want to eat. I want to enjoy my food. I don't want anybody asking me, tell me about yourself. I don't want to talk about myself. I want to eat. Even when it comes to clothes, I remember I came across a guy, and he, like every Fridays, he goes to I think it's a River Island or some expensive brand, and he buys himself stuff, and he's like, listen Danny, I work hard, yeah, and because I work hard, I treat myself every weekend, and that's how it should be. Don't wait for someone to come do it for you. Do it yourself. You treat yourself like royalty. So when someone comes along and notice that this girl always treats herself, takes herself out, spend time with herself and all of that, that person will want to do more for you. But when you're just like a liability, you have to get me this and you have to get me that and you have to buy me this and you have to do that, it's too much to deal with. Yeah, it's just too much. There's bills to pay, there's insurance to pay, there's tax to pay. It's too much. Trying to get with a girl who's a liability is not going to get you anywhere. Girls who don't treat themselves, yeah, when they come across a guy who's got a nice car, a nice house, nice shoes, designer clothes, whatever, they're moved by all them things, and because of that, they keep up with the guy and they try to stay with the guy a lot longer. A girl that treats herself, a girl that buys whatever she wants to buy, a girl that buys what satisfies her desire, when she sees a guy with all these expensive things, or when a guy even buys her expensive thing, she's not moved. She appreciates it and she says thank you for it, but she's not moved about it because she knows that if she wants it, she could get it and she could get it herself. But instead, she appreciates the fact that you actually put her into consideration and you were even thinking about her to even buy her such thing. See, those two things are different. A girl who's a liability, she's moved by a guy's car, a guy's money, a guy's house, his outfit, designer wears, all that kind of stuff. But a girl who's not a liability, a girl who treats herself, she takes herself out. When a guy buys her expensive things, she's not like over the moon happy about it, but she's happy the fact that you put her into consideration, you thought about her and you bought her something valuable, you bought her something nice. She really appreciates that. I remember one girl, she was like 19 or something, and she was talking to me about her new boyfriend or whatever, and to be honest, I didn't even care. And then in the middle of the conversation, I didn't even ask her if her man had a car or anything. I didn't ask her anything like that. She just told me, oh, my boyfriend has a car and his car is this and he gave me a lift and la 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 la. And I said to myself, if you save up money and you had a car, you won't be moved if a guy approached you and he had a car. It wouldn't move you because you know that, you know, I'm gonna get a car soon and I'm gonna buy myself a car, and if I want a car, I'll get a car. But when girls don't work hard and they don't try to earn their own money and they don't try to treat themselves or take themselves out or buy stuff for themselves, they're always buying cheap stuff. They don't try to buy valuable, expensive stuff. And I'm not saying that everything expensive is valuable, but a lot of things that are expensive are valuable. Then they are moved by everything that the guy has, and it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like that at all. You need to practice alone time, yeah? Because when you get in a relationship, when you get married, you're going to need alone time, especially when kids come into the picture. You need alone time. A lot of women, they don't keep up with their physical appearance when they're married. They blame it on the kids are this, the kids are that. You need to let your kids know that, listen, yeah, mommy needs alone time. Okay, so if you want to go out and play, you can go out and play, watch TV, but right now, this is alone time for mom, okay? And when mom's having alone time, you don't come in and start asking me for sweets or jellies or anything got to do with food in the kitchen. I just want to be alone. That's how it should be. Let your kids know that mommy's having alone time and you can't really disturb mom for now. And that way you can recharge yourself. I understand that taking care of a child can be really exhausting, but you really have to be intentional about spending time alone. You have to be intentional about it. Me talking to you guys, yeah, I love alone time. I need it all the time. I need to be alone. Like, part of my day, yeah, part of the things that I try to achieve in a day is to spend alone time with myself, because I love it. I come from a big family, and you can imagine my house is always noisy. So when the house is quiet, yeah, I value it. I cherish it, because I know that, yes, this is alone time for me. And that way I'm able to know what God has in store for me. I'm able to hear from God. You know, if I want to spend time in the presence of God, I'm able to spend time in the presence of God. Or if I want to think about something that happened in the afternoon, or something that someone said to me, I can think about it when I spend time with myself. So that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Until my next video, guys, stay blessed and stay beautiful. Bye.